Late last year, Sankar Muthusamy was everywhere. His silver medal finish at the BWF Junior World Championship helped him gain entry into an exclusive club including Aparna Popat, Saina Nehwal and Cyril Verma. Since then, Sankar moved off their radar a little bit, focusing on Challenger Series events, a level below the BWF World Tour. The hard work helped him log some impressive statistics. He is ranked 9th among the Indians in the world singles rankings and 71st overall. He is also the first one from Tamil Nadu to break into the world top 75. Coached by Aravind Samiyappan, Sankar has competed in 16 international tournaments from October last year, the last being the US Open. He has clinched the Luxembourg Open International Series and has reached the quarterfinals in 3 main events, namely the Bahrain International Series, the Dutch International Series and the BWF World Tour US Open. Sankar set up base in Europe for 3 months for the same, staying with a family friend in Netherlands. He also had a training with the French national team. The 19-year-old's goalpost has since changed a little bit. He now hopes to get into the top 30, but for that, consistent funding is the key.
To 7 tournaments, so it was a nice experience to play in Europe. It's not like in the Asian style, including training and practice session. Including training and matches and the way they place and all. The quantity will be less, but the quality will be more in Europe. But in Asian style, the quantity will be very high, and the quality also will maintain at in some level. They won't be doing running stuffs and all. They won't be doing spin bikes and cycling stuffs. And after that, playing style also, they will be playing more flat drives and they'll be more powerful than Asians. But that's not typical. They won't be playing lifts, dribble, cross like that.
Unlike Asians.
They'll be playing box games hittings like that stuff. My game has changed into a little bit more offensive. When I was here, I used to keep so much. I used to play only dribbles and lift stuffs. And after I went there, I played with and I was playing in the Netherlands, and I was training under Aaron Mohammed, former Olympian. So he taught me some stuffs to play drives and stuffs and all, and power smashes. And I've been invited to this France National Badminton Academy too. So they're also a good experience for me.
What is France invitation? Which city you play?
Paris.
Sankar has featured in as many as 16 tournaments in the last 12 months. His coach Aravindan reveals that it was a well thought out arrangement.
During transition, especially from juniors to seniors, where your game is still not the top notch, you're still experiencing the internationals, you've got to go out and play more and more tournaments, especially at this age. So what happens is the BWF system is such, he has to play at least 15 to 20 tournaments a year to up his rankings, because in BWF it is the top 10 performances. So you need to have some buffer. To say that the career must have more buffer. So the demand is he has to play 20 tournaments a year, and his body only can take that much. So the problem we face is there's a necessity to play more tournaments. He's got to choose between playing nationals and internationals. And in nationals, basically, every tournament has its importance nowadays. Every tournament is either a selection tournament, or every tournament has been marked as a tournament which index players into PA core group, where some funding is being released for players who reach semis, finals, according to the placements. So now, this time of the career, so most of the times we needed to skip some national tournaments. That comes at an expense, we have to pay the price. So that is one of the challenges that we face. So, for instance, he's played 16 tournaments in the last 9 months after his World Championship. We thought it was a kind of maybe we can say it is a risk also to some extent, because
injuries.
Yeah, but it needs to be taken care of physically. See, that needs to be taken care of course.
For any budding badminton player seeking international success and recognition, a massive requirement is funding. Sankar has had support from the Sports Authority of India, Go Sports Foundation, Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu, among others. However, Shankar missed out on considerable funding from the system in India since he had missed many national ranking events here due to his international stint.
Especially touring abroad, it's very risky traveling alone. And since he's not a part of the BI, I won't say core group, he's a part of the core group. He's not in the camp. So he trains alone elsewhere in Chennai. So from there, traveling alone, so there'll be nobody to take care of him. So his father needs to be there all the time, or his coach, somebody. Father better because the care is better. So 70-80% of the time his father travels. Few matches I also travel. But it adds up to all the expense. So half of the expense comes from the player, but half of the expense comes from the accompanying. At this stage of the career, you can't expect him to be government to be covering all the expense. Of course, after the World Championship, things became a little easier, but we made it a little complicated because we wanted to push it further.
A rigorous schedule like this also comes with injury risks. Not being part of the national camp only makes that something more crucial to consider.
So even for this US Open, where we performed exceptionally well, he had to skip a couple of national tournaments, very important national tournaments. Say it's happened in Pune and Hyderabad. So he had to skip and prepare and then go. So we just cannot keep on playing tournaments. At this age, now people get carried away because how many other tournaments you play, you don't feel tiredness mentally. So we might think we are fit to go on, keep on playing because the ranking points to be taken. So even in nationals, no, suddenly he doesn't play 2 tournaments, he's playing qualifying. So he wants to get into nationals, he has to play qualifying. All it starts from scratch. But that's a risk we have to take. The game, today's game demands more of attack than defense. Although Kento Mamoto is an inspiring exception. But normally it is like, unless you attack, it's very difficult to survive. And that's the norm. For Shankar, the good thing is many people just notice the way he plays as a defensive player, but he's got an attacking mind from when he was early. Just that his game is more towards defense. We people don't take notice of certain things. He always wanted to become an attacking player, and that's a slowly changing. That's actually fast changing. Last 1.5 years, it's noticeable. Most people come to me now and Shankar is starting to attack. Now they are taking notice because he's improved substantially in that. But he's been working on it for a long time. See, like 4 or 5 years, he's been working on an attacking game. Just now, it is like more noticeable. So he's got to kind of keep this momentum and get into more of an attacking mode. Try to inject pace in his game. Try to play more drives and counter the pace of the player better. That gives him more variations. Once you start countering opponent's pace, you can start controlling your own pace. That is when you try to, you have chance to change strategies in between the games. That is actually started to happen because if you had seen these games in the Europe and what is done in the US, you will understand that is at different point of time he's played different pace. That was possible only because he's always looking to attack. So opponent is expecting an attack, then he can start playing defense. So you get the opponent gets wrong footed. You surprise him. That's just started to happen. That's I think the starting stage. From here you should try and develop and harness his skills even better.
What's the next tournament for you coming up?
And one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't want to leave my defense game. That's a favorite. Because I've been into this so much defense.
You love it.
Yeah, defense.